What if you could hire someone who works while you sleep, never asks for a raise, never misses a deadline, and costs less than your phone bill? So I asked myself that question 3 months ago, and now I'm actually living it. So OpenClaw, it runs on my machine in the background while I'm sleeping. It's pulling competitor news, scanning my inbox, drafting follow-ups, and putting together my morning briefing so it's waiting for me when I sit down for coffee. The first time I woke up to a message that said, "Here are the 3 things that you need to know before your 9 a.m. call," I just sat there for a second because that wasn't a tool that I'd opened. That was someone working for me overnight. This isn't ChatGPT. This isn't Claude. This is a fundamentally different category of AI. And once you understand why, you'll never go back to the old way of using these tools. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jake Dawson, and here we help people learn about AI and automation. And today we're talking about something really cool. A quick note before we dive in. I want to be upfront and say that I've been using OpenClaw heavily since the start of the year. Real work, real projects, real money on the line. So everything in this video is based on what actually happens, not what marketing pages say, including the parts that don't work, which I will get to. Let's start with what OpenClaw actually is, because if you go to their website, you'll see a lot of words and not a whole lot of clarity. So most AI tools behave like software. You open them, you ask them something, you get an answer. You close the window, sometimes they're waiting for you, sometimes they completely forget you in between sessions. They live inside of a tab, and when that tab closes, they go to sleep. So OpenClaw doesn't work like that. It runs in the background on your computer. You message it through Telegram, Slack, WhatsApp, exactly like you'd message a friend. It's there 24/7. It remembers what you told it last week. It can do work while you're not looking. It can wake you up if something matters. So the mental shift is this. You're not using AI, you are employing AI. So instead of, let me ask ChatGPT to summarize these emails, it becomes, my AI automatically checks my emails every morning and it tells me what matters. The first one's a tool, the second one is a worker. So that is the whole video right there. Now, before I show you what I've actually built with this, and trust me, the morning briefing alone is going to change how you start your day. A quick word from the sponsor of this video, Venngage. Now, stay with me because this will connect directly into what we're building today. Here's the gap. An AI like OpenClaw, it's incredible at running logic, workflows, research. But the moment that you need to show that work to somebody else, like a client or an investor, even a team member, you hit a wall. Text, messy spreadsheets, raw outputs. The insight, it's right there, but the visualization is missing. That's the missing storytelling layer of a good AI stack. So you have the data, but people don't fund what they can't visualize. They don't approve what they can't see. Now, Venngage fixes that. It turns raw technical logic into shareable authority. 2 specific tools that I keep coming back to, the AI flowchart generator. I take a complex backend process, let's say a sales funnel sequence, I type it in, the AI maps it out as a clean, high-fidelity diagram, abstract logic to visual map in seconds. I mean, come on, that's a flowchart that I would actually put in a deck. And then the AI infographic generator. I take raw performance benchmark from my OpenClaw runs, and it builds a persuasive data-driven story instead of a CSV. Suddenly, the metric isn't a row in a spreadsheet, it's a story. And here's the agency speed move. So in the editor, the AI tools panel on the left side, it has a writing assistant that will turn any flat headline into something that genuinely sounds agency grade. The brand kit, that can apply a corporate palette in just one click on any document type. The AI icon generator makes custom icons. And I found a cool trick here. It's to generate one, you duplicate it, and then you hit modify. So you end up with a matching set in the same exact style. Run the AI accessibility check at the end so your technical documentation actually meets enterprise legibility standards. So what you end up with is simple. 1 high-end fidelity flowchart and 1 performance benchmark infographic, both PDFs, both ready to send. So check the description down below for my personal discount code, Jake50. It gets you 50% off your annual premium or business plan. Again, the links are in the description. And now back to OpenClaw. So let me show you what I've actually built with this. I'm going to walk you through 3 real automations that I run every single day. And then I'm going to be very honest about what doesn't work, what it costs, and how much maintenance this thing actually takes. So the first one is the morning briefing. Every day at 7 a.m., OpenClaw checks my inbox. It scans the announcements channel in my Slack workspace, and it even pulls Google alerts for keywords that I care about. Then it sends me a single Telegram message with 3 sections: urgent emails that I need to respond to, what happened in my communities overnight, and any industry news worth knowing about. That's it. One message replaces 20 minutes that I used to spend scrolling through 5 different apps before I'd even have coffee. Now, here's what made this actually work. So my first version was way too vague. I told it, give me a summary of what's important. And obviously the briefings were useless. So it didn't know what important meant to me. The version that worked was very specific. I told it, flag emails from clients, collaborators, and community members. Ignore newsletters and notifications. Summarize the rest in 3 bullets. Check the announcements channel only. Pull alerts only on these specific keywords. So again, you see the trend here is the more specific the recipe, the better the cook's gonna be. So the second automation is the research assistant. Now, when I'm working on a new video, I just send a single message. Research this topic, give me the current state of things, the major players, the common problems people complain about, and any debates in the space. 20 minutes later, I have a structured report. So what used to take me a full hour of Googling, it now takes me 10 minutes of skim reading what OpenClaw brought back. So I still verify the important claims myself, but the heavy lifting is done. The third one is the content drafter. So I have a template that I love. Draft a piece of content for a specific platform, on a specific topic, for a specific audience, in a specific tone. I just fill in the blanks, and it drafts in my voice because it has my past writings as context. The first draft normally isn't publishable, but editing a draft takes a third of the time as writing from scratch does. So that's not a small thing. That's the difference between publishing twice a week and publishing twice a month. All right, so let's actually set this up. You need 3 things to get started. Node.js version 22 or newer. That's the runtime OpenClaw is built on. You need a computer running Mac OS, Linux, or Windows with WSL, and an API key from an AI provider. OpenClaw supports a long list: Anthropic, OpenAI, Gemini, OpenRouter, several others. I use Anthropic because Claude is the strongest at the kind of writing task that I throw at it. But just pick whatever provider you already have and you have credits with. Okay, step 1, open your terminal and run npm install -g OpenClaw @-latest. One command, hit enter. Wait about a minute and you're installed. Step 2, verify that it's working by typing OpenClaw space -- version. So if it prints a version number, you're good to go. Step 3, run the onboarding wizard. Type OpenClaw onboard -- install - daemon. So the flag matters because it sets OpenClaw up to run as a background service, which is what makes it work 24/7 instead of only when your terminal's open. The wizard walks you through picking your AI provider, dropping in your API key, and connecting your messaging platform. So Telegram is the easiest that I've found. Discord works too if you prefer. 5 minutes after you start, you can message your bot in Telegram and you'll get a response. So that's it. So you're running an AI agent on your own machine. But here's the step everybody skips, and it's the difference between a chatbot and an actual employee: the brain dump. So if you just start asking it things, it doesn't know you. It doesn't know your business. It doesn't know what you care about. So you write it a long introduction. The same way, say, you'd onboard a new hire. What you do for a living, what your goals are this quarter, how you like to communicate. So for me, direct, concise, no fluff. So this takes about 15 minutes. It changes everything. So it's the difference between starting from 0 every conversation and actually building a working relationship over time. Now, let me be honest about what doesn't work, because if I don't tell you this, you're gonna find out the hard way. fully automated emails. Don't do it. I tried. The tone was off. It missed context. It said things that I would have never said. Now I use a strict workflow. It drafts, I review, I send. So drafting saves me time. Sending without review is just too risky. So that boundary stays. Next would be complex multi-step decisions. OpenClaw can draft a contract. It cannot negotiate one. It can summarize research. It cannot decide which strategy is right for your business. So it handles patterns. It does not handle judgment. So pushing it past that line is where people will get burned. Real-time data. So if I ask it for stock prices or live sports scores or breaking news from the last hour, it will struggle. So it can search the web, but there's a delay. So for instant data, use a different tool. Another one would be truly creative work. So it can draft, it can iterate, it cannot create something genuinely new with a unique perspective. So it synthesizes well, it doesn't innovate. That's still on you. So the lesson, understand its boundaries and then use it for everything inside the boundary and nothing outside of it. Now the maintenance reality, because this is the part that nobody talks about and it matters. So API costs, I spend somewhere between $30 and $50 a month, depending on how heavy my usage is that month. Light users can run this for $5 to $10 a month. The OpenClaw software itself is free and open source, so you only pay for the API provider for what the AI actually thinks. So that's the only cost. Downtime is another one. So about once a week, something needs a restart, either an API hiccup or my machine went to sleep, or I changed something that I shouldn't have. Normally it's a 5-minute fix. It's annoying, not so painful. Next, prompt refinement. So none of my automations work perfectly on the first try, or even the 5th maybe. So I tweak constantly. Again, think of it like training an intern. The first month is teaching, and then after that, it pays you back. Quality control. So I never let anything go out without checking it. Research gets verified, drafts get edited. Anything sensitive, emails, contracts, client communications, all of that gets reviewed by me before it touches another human being. So the AI assists, I oversee. That's not optional. So this isn't a set it and forget it system. You can't just install it and walk away. It's more like onboarding a very capable junior employee. The trade-off is that once it's trained on your patterns, you trade 15 minutes of weekly maintenance for hours of your time back every week. Now for me, that math is a no-brainer. So who is this actually for? Solo founders and operators who are just doing too much. Small teams that need more capacity but can't afford another hire. Anyone who does the same task more than 3 times a week. So if you're the bottleneck in your own business, this is the leverage that you've been looking for. Now who it's not for. People who want zero oversight. People who don't have an hour to do the initial setup. People who only need help with one-off tasks rather than ongoing workflows. So there are simpler tools for that. Total cost of running OpenClaw. Again, the software is free. You bring your own API key and the API runs you somewhere between $5 and $50 a month, depending on usage. So that's less than dinner for 2 for an employee that works 24/7, never takes a sick day, and gets better the longer you train it. All right, I want to leave you with this one thought. The shift from using AI to employing AI, it is real right now. And it's not about the tech. It's really how you think about it. So if you treat this like a tool, you pick it up and you put it down, you're going to get tool level results. But if you treat it like a worker, you onboard it, you train it, you supervise it, you're going to get worker level results. So the first time OpenClaw found something that I needed before I would have even thought to ask for it, that is when it clicked for me. So it was doing my job, but I wasn't doing the work. I mean, that's the goal. That's the unlock. So start small. Build the morning briefing first, get one working automation under your belt, and then add a second, and then the third. In a month, you'll have a real digital coworker on your team. Hey, I put the full setup tutorial, the exact prompts I use for the morning briefing, the research assistant, and the content drafter in our school community. So again, the link for that is in the description below. People are running this exact setup, sharing what's working, and helping each other build out their own automations. So if you want to skip the trial and error, that is where to go. Okay, tell me, What task would you give to your AI employee first? Drop it in the comments. I'm reading every one of them. Hey, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me again today. I will see you in the next video where we're going to take this even further and dive into AI-powered productivity. Just click on the video to my left and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I'll see you there.